I did not want to give him my number. I really do need adult supervision. Like to play Here I Go Talking. Because I like to play house. Nice and neat, everything sweet. That's like the only brand I feel like that's blacklisted me. The queen can do what the queen wants to do. You feel me? I really put my foot in my mouth that day. Okay, read the room. Glam and Chit Chat, our first Glam and Chit Chat on YouTube. How fun. We're about to do glam. I want to do a video for TikTok. You guys know I do the same glam all the time, but I want to be a little bit more glowy today, and I really want to... I feel like I did this more. I feel like I did this recently with the road highlighting milk. I swear I did this recently, but I don't know why I felt compelled to do a glam video today, so we're going to do a glam video today. Hi, Diva dropping in just to let you know this ended up being a full-length Glam and Chit Chat for YouTube. The TikTok video was not really working out, so you will see that as this video progresses, but keep watching. I feel like we haven't done this in a while. I want to get glam. Maybe we have done this recently. I don't know. Either way, I have some new products in the chamber that I want to try. The biggest takeaway here is I want to glow. I feel like I haven't done glowy glam in a while. I am an oily bitch. I'm like this. By now we know I am an oily bitch, but I really want to try glowy glam. Danessa Myrick's, I'm opening it without showing you guys the product. Danessa Myrick sent over the Moisture Repair Balm Serum. I've never used this before. One thing I do know about Danessa Myrick's and her products is a little goes a long way, so I'm gonna follow what she says and just use a small amount. I hope this is not too much. And I'm just gonna allow it to melt down in my hands. Ooh, okay, it's kind of oily. Okay, it smells nice. Now, because I have oily skin, I'm already terrified. But Danessa Myrick is the queen of beauty, so she has all of my trust. Now, I don't know exactly how this is going to work. As someone who gets very oily, I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, but we will see at hour 6. So we can see that my skin is, wow, definitely moisturized, like super duper hydrated. I'm nervous. Do I go in with a primer? I'm gonna do a little bit of the, maybe I should do a Danessa Myrick's primer. For primer, I'm a little nervous about how moisturizing this Moisture Repair Serum is. So I'm gonna do a little bit of the Universal Blurring Balm, also from Danessa Myrick's. Again, a little goes a long way. So I'm just gonna fill the spatula and really work that in and hope that Upsolite technology helps your girl. Like, I want to be glowy, not greasy, and there's a big difference. So, let's just pray for good news here. Let's just pray for good news this time. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love the way this feels on my skin together, but trust the process, right? We're gonna go for a foundation, always. I'm really not the skin tint type of bitch. Because I wanna give glowy today, I'm gonna do the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. It's a bit more on the liquidy side. I do think I put too much foundation out. Before I use my brushes, I do like to just wipe them off a little bit with a makeup wipe. And then, afterwards, dry them with a paper towel. Just to get off any residual or extra old makeup foundation. This is in between washes, by the way. I do wash my brushes. This is just in between washes. Okay. Also, this brush that I'm using is the Make Beauty foundation brush. Prime the product into the brush. And we're just going directly to the skin. Just doing that full coverage, covering up all those sins, okay? And down the neck. I've never, ever played about wall-to-wall makeup. I am the wall-to-wall makeup person. I love me a good full coverage, okay? beauty sponge and the residual product. Just gonna pick all of that up, press that into the skin. Really pounce that product into the skin. I normally don't go for glowy makeup because I already am oily. I do think when the makeup is glowy, you do look younger. I think it makes you look younger. I think matte makeup, while it's like more snatched for cameras and stuff, you know, and it's definitely good to be more matte when you're going to be on camera. I do think when you have hydrated makeup just like IRL, you look so much younger and just fresh, you know? And we all want to be young and fresh. At least I know I do. Okay, my hair should be marinated by now. So I'm going to take this down so I can blend up to my hairline. You know, we just want the waves to be on swim, so they hate on him. Okay, but you see that harsh line? We gotta work that one out. Just blend that up into the hairline, just so we don't look too crazy. I can already tell that I'm not gonna, like, I don't want to vocalize it, but I can already tell I'm not gonna love this glam. Like, I can already tell I'm not gonna love this because it's just, there's a certain grippiness I get with my foundation when I do my other base routine that I don't think I'm getting with this. And I think maybe I used too much of something because I'm not getting that, like, grip. You know, and I feel like when your makeup grips, it definitely looks more skin-like, you know? Like right now, I feel like it looks like there's like my skin and then like product on top. But you know, not everything is a success. You know, this is why we have real moments. You know, this is Scott Louis IRL. But I know there's a way we can combat this, and I think maybe if I melt the product down before I go in with anything else, that will help. Let's just melt the foundation down and let it dry. I think that will definitely help. Concealer. Go in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealers. These are my tried and true. My faves, my go-tos. So I'm starting with the color Caramel, and that is the color that's closest to my skin tone. And I do a good healthy amount in the inner corner and then tap out under the eye. And I like to take this down a bit because I have this dark spot here that I like to cover. But also I feel like when you take it down a bit, it looks more natural to me. To me. I feel like it looks more seamless when it's taken down a bit. And then the brighter concealer, I focus just on the inner corner. You know, I feel like when you cover more ground, it almost looks like it's like a foundation. You know, I think the light is too bright. Hold on. It looks more natural to me. To me. Oh yeah, we're about to delete that. We can try again another day. Yeah, we're gonna try again another day. Not loving that. Again, like I said, this is Scott Louis IRL. I'm gonna finish this here because this will be good for the vlog, you know, to see how this turns out. So I'm just going to blend that initial concealer out. I let it dry down for just a little bit of time because I like when it gets a little tacky. And as you can see now, bitch, there's no under eye. Fabulous. I will say it looks really good. But now we need some dimension. Honestly, I feel like I should have just finished that video, but I don't think it would have done well. And not even about it just performing well. I don't think I would have liked it in the long run. And I'm good for that. Like, I'll go the full process. I'll edit the whole thing and I'll just keep looking at it and then just be like, you know what, fuck it now. No. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna give you that piece of advice and lie and be like, oh yeah, I'm one of those influencers where it's just like, throw it up, you never know if it'll perform well. If I don't like it, it's not going up. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. If I don't like it, it's clipped. Black Planet, is that still a thing? Black Planet is back, but not how you remember. Black Planet is no longer a social media. We've evolved into something we think you'll find even more useful. A newsletter delivering the best in Black news, culture, products, and deals. Straight to your inbox. No scroll required. No feed, no algorithm. I haven't heard of Black Planet since I was in, like, grade school. Don't ask me why I was in grade school and know about Black Planet. I was raised by my older cousins who were fasting in the field. Okay? I think that's also why people think I'm a lot older than I am, because I was raised older. Like, I'm still a young tender, but I'd have seen some shit in my day. Okay, we're going in with a brighter concealer. This is in the color Praline, and that is to brighten the inner corner. I also like to use it to straighten my nose. So I just put a little here and like a good clean line of it. But also I like to let that dry down for certain. See that? See that placement? Great. And while that dries down, I go in with my blush. I'm doing cream. I have so much blush. I wish y'all could see in this drawer. There's so many blushes because right now we're in like the era of blush. Like every company, every brand has a blush, and it's cream blushes, powder blushes, cream to powder blushes. There's so much blush. I do often reach for the same one all the time. I've had this for a while, even before the controversy, so please save your comments for someone who cares. This is She's Seductive by Patrick Ta. This is the old one. These are old. This is the blush duos. This is not the transition blushes. New York is so loud. So again, before you even start with the comments, just skip it, okay? Just skip around. And I really start up here, nice and high, and work that down. And again, because I'm going for glowy today, I'm only gonna do cream blush, I think. Don't quote me on that. That could very well change. And then I just take the residual over my nose. You know, definitely want to give that warm kind of vibe. And I just pounce that. Why am I saying pounce? I just blend that together with a beauty sponge because I don't want it to be too aggressive. But I definitely want it to like marry and melt into the skin, you know? And the beauty sponge is definitely going to give you that ooh ah sensation. I feel like my concealer has dried down enough. So I'm just going to start from the outer and tap. Because really all I want to do is blend that in. I don't want to remove too much of it, but I want to blend it in. And, you know, the brighter concealer really helps create that shape. So I don't want to move too much of it. I like to take it outward a bit just so it can meet my blush. Same thing here, starting on the outer, taking it outward a bit to meet the blush, and then feathering that down. Just really using that to create the perfect shape. And I do all of this before I even contour my nose. Now, I am going to set my under eye. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That always happens. That has to happen. So with that being said, I'm going in with one size. This is their powder in translucent. I have this same powder in the pink color, the ultra pink color. I just can't seem to find it. I don't know where the hell that's at. I did pull out too much because normally I set like my entire face with this, but because again, I'm going for glowy today and more like dewy, I just need to set my under eye. So I really tap that excess off in the palm of my hand. I think I really tap it in to work it in to the puff. And then I just tap that out. And I'm really focusing that on the inner corner mostly. And directly under the eye because I don't want it to crease too much. You know, oh my God. When I first started influencing, this is the most embarrassing story of my life. I get asked to speak on this beauty panel for Bobbi Brown. This might be the reason why I've never worked with Bobbi Brown again. I get asked to speak on this beauty panel. It was through Kensington Gray before I was signed with them. And Janae Naylor, right? And it was during Fashion Week. And they had like a panel. And I believe it was like me, Blake, and Janae. And a makeup artist. I forgot her name. And we were talking about like beauty and all of those things. And I remember Jackie Aina was there. And they were like, what's something in the, what's like a misconception in the industry or something? And I was just like, well, you know, everybody has lines under their eyes. So like, I think people, you know, will tell you how to wear makeup and give you all of these tips and stuff. But like, you know, there's no such thing as creaseless concealer. Mind you, Bobbi Brown had just launched a creaseless concealer. When I tell you, I feel like the entire room went silent. Mind you, this is an intimate, this is not like in a room of 100 people. This was like a long dinner table, and then there was a panel in the front. So I want to say maybe there was 50, 60 people in the room, but all eyes are on me. I have a mic in my hand, and I'm like, yeah, like, you know, everybody has lines under their eyes. Product settles over time. Like nothing is creaseless. When I tell you, I swear the entire room went silent. Like nobody spoke because they were like, okay, bitch, read the room. When I tell you. But shout out to the makeup artist, and I forgot her name. I need to look up her name. She really saved me in that moment. She was like, oh, honey, I'll put you on. I'll give you some tips. And she really helped save me in that moment because I really put my foot in my mouth. I really put my foot in my mouth that day. And I tell the whole Bobbi Brown team was there. I was just like, oh yeah, they never gonna ask me to do shit no more. Okay, this is the Westman Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick in the color Ganache. This is my tried and true contour stick. My absolute favorite. I go direct to skin with this because, you know, I'm a pro. But, if you're new here, I definitely advise, if you're new to the GLAM thing, I definitely advise warming it up on the back of your hand and using a brush or, you know, using a brush to skin. But I can go direct to skin because I like heavier contour. I'm trying to cut and shape and things. So the queen can do what the queen wants to do. You feel me? But yeah, girl, that just reminded me about that story. When I tell you, I never get Bobbi Brown PR. I never get Bobbi Brown PR. I've never been invited to anything Bobbi Brown anymore. Nothing. And I'm sure, I can almost guarantee that's why. They were like, this idiot bitch. I'm sorry, like, I just thought about that. And, you know, sometimes, like, I swear sometimes I, like, jolt out of my sleep at the thought of that. Like, wow. And mind you, like, I'm sitting in front of, all, like, it's a room full of makeup people. And this is so long ago. Like, this is so long ago. But, like, Jackie Aina is, like, right here. She's in the first seat. The first seat, her and her husband. Right there. And I'm like, wow. Mind you, I hadn't even met Jackie yet. I'm like, wow, I'm saying this in front of, like, the makeup guru. I sound so stupid. I sound so stupid. I literally could have levitated out of the room at that point. I was like, oh, you're so dumb. But yeah. You know, you live and you learn. You live and you learn, you know? And it was one of those things where, like, the person before me was like, you know, people are talking about, you know, makeup tips and tricks and they're using filters. And I'm like, yes, exactly. You know, so I piggybacked off of what they said. Like, people are using filters and, like, you know, brands are selling you these products saying that, oh, it's completely this. And they have all of these claims about how it's completely creaseless. And, you know, nothing is one size fits all. That's really what I should have said. But instead I was like, yeah, and nothing is, like, creaseless concealer doesn't exist. Mind you, they just launched a creaseless concealer. They were giving out the creaseless concealer. Oh my God. Like, could I be more stupid? That was like, top 5 embarrassing moments. In fact, that might be like my number 1 embarrassing moment in life. That was, yeah. That was a tough moment for me. I just can't believe I did that. Ugh. I am going to warm a little bit of this on the back of my hand and use this is the Patrick Ta 4 contour brush. It's a dual-ended brush. I'm going to use the fluffy side that is more so for powder. And what I like to do is prime that product in and then go over where I contoured and just, like, really create that blend so it's more seamless. I think that helps it not look so muddy. You know, so after I blend it out with this flat side, I like to use the extra and just blend that out. I think that really helps it look even and less muddy. Because, you know, contour can get very muddy very quickly. Also, like, placement is very important. So I have a round face. I always like to start at the top of my ear and really take that down because I really like a cut. Like, I really, really like a cut. And then, obviously, I like to lift my eye out, do the forehead, the nose, and then the jawline. That's my contour placement. Not this kind of becoming, like, a full tutorial. Like, I feel like this should be a separate video. I was just going to stick this in the vlog. But now I might edit this and just make it its own video. So I guess maybe this is a glam and chit chat. Oh my God, I feel bad now that I turned off TikTok because, you know, glam and chit chat is my thing on TikTok and I haven't done a glam and chit chat on TikTok in so long. Girly, I feel bad. I kind of feel bad now. Like, I feel so guilty because honestly, I do feel like even though I'm doing YouTube and stuff, I do kind of feel like I'm neglecting TikTok a bit because right now all I'm posting is Love Island reviews. And TBH, if you're not watching Love Island, I'm really of no interest to you right now. You know? Honestly, I could also move this and make it more centered now that the focus is on my makeup and me. Yeah. You know. But yeah, girl, I think about that all the time and I'm just like, I guess you could say that's like the only brand I feel like that's blacklisted me. I just can't imagine in this lifetime I'd be blacklisted because, you know, I'm just such a sweet little diva. Like, who would want to blacklist the queen? You know? But to be honest, I understand. Like, I had that coming because it's like, I don't know you. Mind you, this agency who I'm not signed to, who was just trying to sign me at the time, vouched for me to be on this panel, probably sent them my content and was like, oh yeah, he does makeup content. It'll be good to have a guy, gay, you know, all of these things, very exuberant, has a great background, you know, all the things, beef it up, you know, tell them about the queen, right? And here I come being a complete fucking embarrassment. What? Are you kidding? Like, oh my God. What a joke. Like, girl, we went to bat for you. We vouched for you. We invited you to a creaseless concealer event only for you to say that creaseless concealer does not exist. Bitch, read the room. I'm just going over any harsh lines with my concealer brush. Not that there are many. I just want to make sure everything's like, you know, tapped out, snatched out. Watch how gal hot, wicked and hot, nice and hot, nice and neat, everything sweet. Hey, guan goody. Yeah. You know what I realized I didn't do, which I always do, is put on my lip plumper. And I need her. Where is she? This is the Sephora brand, and girl, she's used. She's well loved. Okay, this is the Outrageous Lip Plumper. Absolutely obsessed with her. Guan goody. Okay. We're getting places. Okay, I am going to hit the jawline. I do need my cut. Like, I need my cut. I'm sorry. Like, that's one thing that I'll never, ever stop doing is a little powder on the puff. Like, I know that's probably so 2016, but a little powder on the puff just to really cut that contour. You feel me? And it don't even got to be a lot. Like, it doesn't have to be a lot. You know? Like, you see how much that is? That's not even that much. You see? And I just tap that in. Like, I need my cut. You know? And the thing for me is I don't even let that sit too long, because then it starts to look crazy, you know? And I like to do that before I put on bronzer, because if it gets too sharp, if it gets too intense, then a little bronzer will just kind of even it out, mellow it out. Now, speaking of bronzer, actually, before I go in with bronzer, I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the cream from this Patrick Ta duo. This is in the color She's Seductive, because the cream, it gives that like skin-like finish over the blush. And then I'm going to do a little over my nose. My favorite step of makeup changes so frequently. Sometimes it's bronzer, sometimes it's blush, sometimes it's the concealer. I like, you know when there's just like that one step where you're like, oh, this brings my makeup together. Right now for me, it's bronzer. I feel like once I get the bronzer on, that's when I really feel my ooh-ah sensation. And the bronzer I'm really loving in is the YSL Beauty All Hours Hyper Bronzer. Remember when I went to the masterclass for them? They gave us this bronzer, honey. I feel like, no shade, I feel like that's why my passport picture served the way it did. No shade. That bronzer was too tea. Like, I think I looked so snatched. Ugh, this bronzer just does it for me. It's warm. She just gets me right. She does me right. Baby, do me right, do me right. And then I like to go in with my NARS palette. Damn, why is she all the way to the back? Who put you in the back of the bus, baby? I'm so sorry. I like to go in with my NARS palette. This is the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette 2. Love her so much. And I like to use this one right here. I believe this is Laguna 6, okay? And I use this just like any kind of feathery brush. Girl, I got this brush from one of them master classes. And she does her one too, you know? And just chop my nose, really hit that, go through the brow, and lift out that eye. And then I'll just take a little extra over the lid, you know what I'm saying? Just to warm up that lid. Because I don't know how to do an eye look. I feel like if there's a challenge for me in this world, it would be to do any kind of eye look. But, you know, my makeup is just to make me pretty. It's not really to do anything other than that. Not that eye looks aren't pretty, but you know what I'm saying? Like, my makeup is just to enhance my natural beauty. You know, when I take all this glam off, I still look the same. Right? Right? Delusional. I do like to sometimes just, same brush, the big brush, and just stamp a little bit over, you know, just make everything marry and mesh. Look really good. I do feel like I need a little bit of concealer on my chin. And just for a little bit of brightness, you know, create some dimension. A little on the tip of the nose. Down the bridge. Just a little. Just to create some dimension, you know? Center of the forehead. And I'm going in super duper light. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I always like to use her because if ever I've already set down with my powders and stuff, using the liquid, it'll separate, but using the soft matte, you can kind of get away with it without it getting cakey or clumpy or separating. And that's why you need to have multiple types of concealers, because that concealer pot, she's low-key a saving grace. You know, if we ever get to a point where I've just done too much, she'll pull it all back together. Oh no! My beauty blender fell on the floor. Fuck. And then just keep tapping. I would just love to tap everything out until we get what we need, you know? There will come a point where I'm just like, okay, yes, this is it. This is right. You know, you just gotta keep going. You know, sometimes there are points too where one of the steps that I love is my brows. My brows will really do it for me. This is the Benefit My Brow Pencil, precisely my brow pencil. She's really good. She's super micro. Like, I don't even know if you can see that. She's super micro. And then obviously the spoolie side. I also think I want to tint my brows and my hair a little bit darker. I just feel like when my hair is short and I do a tint, it just pops more, you know? See that? And then just feather that product out. That's also what I love about this pencil, is that if you make a mistake, she's very easy to just blend out. Luckily, I didn't make mistakes because I'm perfect, you know? Mistakes? Please! Hey, guan goody. Yeah. You know what I realized I didn't do, which I always do, is put on my lip plumper. And I need her. Where is she? This is the Sephora brand, and girl, she's used. She's well loved. Okay, this is the Outrageous Lip Plumper. Absolutely obsessed with her. Guan goody. Okay. We're getting places. Okay, I am going to hit the jawline. I do need my cut. Like, I need my cut. I'm sorry, like that's one thing that I'll never ever stop doing is a little powder on the puff. Like I know that's probably so 2016, but a little powder on the puff just to really cut that contour. You feel me? And it don't even got to be a lot. Like it really don't even have, it doesn't have to be a lot. You know? Like you see how much that is? That's not even that much. You see? And I just tap that in. Like I need my cut. You know? And the thing for me is I don't even let that sit too long because then it starts to look crazy, you know? And I like to do that before I put on bronzer because if it gets too sharp, if it gets too intense, then a little bronzer will just kind of even it out, mellow it out. Now, speaking of bronzer, actually before I go in with bronzer, I'm going to go in with a little bit more of the cream from this Patrick Ta duo. This is in the color She's Seductive because the cream, it gives that like skin-like finish over the blush. And then I'm going to do a little over my nose. My favorite step of makeup changes so frequently. Sometimes it's bronzer, sometimes it's blush, sometimes it's the concealer. I like, you know when there's just like that one step where you're like, oh, this brings my makeup together. Right now for me, it's bronzer. I feel like once I get the bronzer on, that's when I really feel my ooh-ah sensation. And the bronzer I'm really loving in is the YSL Beauty All Hours Hyper Bronzer. Remember when I went to the masterclass for them? They gave us this bronzer, honey. I feel like, no shade, I feel like that's why my passport picture served the way it did. No shade. That bronzer was too tea. Like, I think I looked so snatched. Ugh, this bronzer just does it for me. It's warm. She just gets me right. She does me right. Baby, do me right, do me right. And then I like to go in with my NARS palette. Damn, why is she all the way to the back? Who put you in the back of the bus, baby? I'm so sorry. I like to go with my NARS palette. This is the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette 2. Love her so much. And I like to use this one right here. I believe this is Laguna 6. Okay? And I use this just like any kind of feathery brush. Girl, I got this brush from one of them master classes. And she does her one too, you know? And just chop my nose. Really hit that. Go through the brow and lift out that eye. And then I'll just take a little extra over the lid. You know what I'm saying? Just to warm up that lid. Because I don't know how to do an eye look. I feel like if there's a challenge for me in this world, it would be to do any kind of eye look. But, you know, my makeup is just to make me pretty. It's not really to do anything other than that. Not that eye looks aren't pretty, but you know what I'm saying? Like, my makeup is just to enhance my natural beauty. You know, when I take all this glam off, I still look the same. Right? Right? Delusional. I do like to sometimes just same brush, the big brush, and just stamp a little bit over, you know, just make everything marry and mesh. Look really good. I do feel like I need a little bit of concealer on my chin. And just for a little bit of brightness, you know, create some dimension, a little on the tip of the nose. Down the bridge, just a little, just to create some dimension, you know? Center of the forehead. And I'm going in super duper light. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I always like to use her because if ever I've already set down with my powders and stuff, using the liquid, it'll separate, but using the soft matte, you can kind of get away with it without it getting cakey or clumpy or separating. And that's why you need to have multiple types of concealers, because that concealer pot, she's low-key a saving grace. You know, if we ever get to a point where I've just done too much, she'll pull it all back together. Oh no! My beauty blender fell on the floor. And then just keep tapping. I just love to tap everything out until we get what we need, you know? There will come a point where I'm just like, okay, yes, this is it.
I don't even know what version of you I'm supposed to believe anymore. Like, you were so difficult when we first met, and now you're just like,
you know, sometimes there are points too where one of the steps that I love is my brows. My brows. This is the Benefit My Brow Pencil. Precisely my brow pencil. She's really good. She's super micro. She's super micro. And then obviously the spoolie side. I also think I want to tint my brows and my hair a little bit darker. I just feel like when my hair is short and I do a tint, it just pops more, you know? Mistakes. Please. You know what I was thinking about in the shower earlier? I was thinking how, like, because I like to play, here I go talking, because I like to play house and men know that I love to play house, they often play along, and that's totally fine. I am really glowy. Serve. They often play along, and that is totally fine, right? It's totally fine for you to play along with that. What bothers me about that, and there was a guy who I was seeing who he immediately picked up on that and was like, hey, look, just have fun with me. And at first it really bothered me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it really bothered me, and I was telling my friends about it. And then I was like, you know what? No, he's right, because he did the right thing. He's like, I know that what you want, I'm not gonna provide right now. So just either have fun with me or, you know, hit the exit. And for me, yes. Yes, I can support that because it's like you gave me the option. What I don't like and what makes you the bad guy is when you cosplay that you want to do this situation with me. And I'm not Kata, bitch. I don't do situation shit. Okay? That's when it gets bad. Here I go talking. That's when it gets bad for me, is because now you're kind of selling me a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're playing along with my idea of romance. You're playing along with my idea of us being a thing, and you're doing the whole relationship edit with me, when in reality, that's not what you desire. That's not what you want from me, you know, or that's not what you want with me. You might very well want to be in a relationship, and you might very well want to be in a relationship with somebody else, but you don't want that with me. You still want access to me and, you know, the ability to talk to me as you see fit and check in and text me. Yes, I'm talking about a specific situation that I'm going through right now. But with that being said, it's like, I'm not the cake and eat it too type of bitch. You do, in fact, have to make a choice. You will, in fact, have to make a choice. And at some point, it's going to require you to either say, yes, I want to do this, or no, I do not. I'm not going to leave the decision up to you fully. I also have to feel those feelings and feel that desire. But ultimately, I don't like when a man comes around and starts like selling this illusion and this idea of us possibly being a thing, knowing that you don't desire that or you don't desire that with me. And that's what makes you the bad guy, you know? And it's like, I am going to have that conversation this week. And I'm not even dreading it. I just don't even want to have to fucking deal with it, you know? But it's a part of life. I'm going to darken my mustache a little bit. It is a part of life, especially when you're dating. But I think that's something that I encounter a lot is like, you know, guys, they come around and they, you know, they see me. Because the thing is, I live in my truth, okay? There are eras and points in my life where like, or not even points in my life, there are people that I know I'm definitely not doing a relationship edit with you. I'm solely getting my needs met. I'm solely having a good time. Then there are people where it's just like, no, I want to be with you. It's like, I know I like you or I like elements of you and I want to explore you. I've been watching Love Island, obviously, you know? So it's like, when I know I want X from a person and they aren't giving me those signs and they're not giving me that, or they're playing around with that and playing around with the idea of us being that, knowing that that's what they don't want, that's the shit that makes you a bad guy. You know, those inconsistencies cannot exist for me. I don't like to exist in a inconsistent gray area type of vibe. That's never gonna work for me. That's never gonna be, you know, fabulous enough for me. Sorry. Let me take my lip plumper off. I need to do my lip liner. So, yeah. I am unfortunately gonna have that conversation this week where it's just like, you know, you want access to the queen, you want to be able to hang with the queen, you want to party with a bad bitch, but you're not exactly all the way prepared to party with a bad bitch. This long ass hair. Like, girl, who sent you? Okay. Yeah, I have one of those guys on my line right now, girls. You know? Where it's like, oh, we're playing this faux romance game. And I could see myself being with this person wholeheartedly. But I've realized that this person, and we've done this song and dance more than once. This is not a new one. We've done this song and dance before, but there's so many inconsistencies with the communication as it stands. I just know that it's either you don't have the bandwidth for me or you like the idea of me, but you're not willing to fully commit to being with me or exploring the idea of being with me, you know? And that's fine. But this is our last hurrah. This is our last rendezvous. For fuck sure. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm not gonna set my lip liner tonight. Because yes I am. I forgot I'm going to a dinner. I have to set my lip liner tonight. I'm going to a dinner and then I'm supposed to meet, speaking of a man, I'm supposed to meet this guy for a drink. We've been doing this song and dance for so long. I met this man out in the field. And I did not want to give him my number. Because, you know, I really got to start listening to my intuition. And I'm telling you, like I say all the time, I really do need adult supervision. Anyway, this is the Artist Color Pencil by Makeup Forever in the color Endless Cacao. If you're not new here, you know I swear by this pencil. Let me do my lip. Okay, lip liner's on. To know me is to know. You know my rule. I always buff my lip liner. I use the fluffy side or the flat side. This is the E6 brush by Makeup by Mario. Makeup by Mario. Yeah, Makeup by Mario. This is the E6 brush. I believe this is an eyeshadow brush. But I use the fluffy side just to start buffing. And then if there's any lines that get crazy, I use a flat side with a bit of concealer to really shape it. Because if there is one thing I hate, it's a stern ass lip liner. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Soft Matte Concealer by NARS. This is in the color Caramel. And I'm just going to tap in here very gently, picking up a little bit of product. Come on. You better. Girl, focus. Come on. I hope that focused. I don't know. You better be a beauty guru. I'm just going to clean up that lip line. Can you see that? Because, you know, I have facial hair and all those things. And this is really the only time you'll see me warm product into my skin with my fingers. I really don't love using my fingers, but sometimes they do come in handy. So that would be like a time like this where I'm warming product in. And then if you want your lip liner to last all night, okay, through kisses and all the things, you got to set it, okay? So I take my puff. And I just grab some powder. I'm not going to take out a lot. Just that much. Just a little bit. See, just enough. Tap it in so it's not clumpy. And then you're going to set your lips. Also, you'll be setting that concealer around the mouth. See that? Gorgeous. Now, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time to set your entire face. My makeup to be glowy tonight. I'm not going to use the blurring balm, which is my go-to tried and true. I want skin forward, glowy, dewy, glassy, glossy skin. So Airbrush Flawless Filter Setting Spray, which is down to its last couple drops. Lord Jesus. By Charlotte Tilbury. I mean, that's damn near done. I'm just going to let that dry down. You know, I like to fan her a little bit. Let me make sure. Just let her dry in. Let her do her thing. We're going to give glassy, glossy, dewy diva. This is Velvet Teddy by MAC. I think this is one of the... This is Velvet Teddy by MAC. I think this is one of the most special lipsticks on the market. Lipstick is not a newer thing for me, but it's something that I've recently put back. And I just put a little bit in the center and really work that in, right? Just to give my lips that like color, that pigment. A little goes a long way with that. A little bit of gloss. I like to go back in with my Sephora Outrageous Lip Plumper. It's just like that perfect, soft, pinky, cutesy color. To tap that in. Just to blend everything together. Now today I'm going to do something I haven't done in a very, very, very long time. And that is wear a bit of highlighter. And I'm going to do, oh Lord Jesus. You know how you could tell I wore this? Look at that. Look at the amount of dust. I don't wear highlighter. I'm so sorry. I do not wear highlighter. And I have so many highlighters. I have so much highlighter here. It's actually obscene. It's obscene the amount of highlighter I have for the amount of highlighter I do not wear. Do the Westman Atelier lit up stick. This is in the color Brulee. It's very nice. Sorry, my coffee machine is rinsing. Mind you, I don't drink coffee. I'm going to warm it on the back of my hand. So you can see that's really, really pretty, right? But it also has like that bronzy look to it. It also has that like bronzy look to it. So it'll really reflect the light nicely. And what I'm going to do is use a fluffy brush to pick that up. And just pop that right here on the cheeks. Just so it illuminates, but it's not overbearing, you know? It always looks really nice with this blush because it's like a warm, bronzy, rosy color. And I just pop that right there. I hit over the nose and just hit the high points of those cheeks. This fucking coffee machine is ridiculous. I use it to brew water and it rinses so many times a day. It literally, all it does is waste water. It's such a useless machine. It's going to do a little bit on the chin as well. Do I need to start wearing highlighter again? This is so pretty. I can't take it. I truly cannot. That's so pretty. Westman Atelier in the color Brulee. Yes. Serve. Okay, let's do an iPhone clip because you know how it is with the DJI. So let's do an iPhone clip as well. The iPhone clips always tell you the real truth, you know? Can be a little scary at times, but you always get the truth from her. So here's the glam. Diva. Okay. Glam and Chit Chat. Our first Glam and Chit Chat on YouTube. How fun. I'm so excited about that. Yes. Glamour. All right, let's see. Because that could have been hideous. Oh, serve! Serve! Oh, bitch. I'm getting fucked tonight. I'm getting fucked. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Serve. Yes. Oh, by the way, I didn't even tell you guys what I'm going to. I'm going to a listening dinner screening thing event for Jay-Z and stuff. Girl, I don't even know what it is. My team sent it to me and I was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. I know it's with what is his liquor brand? Armand de Brignac, or how the hell you say it. So it's that, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, I didn't put on mascara. And I also wanted to try this mascara. This is the new Merit mascara. Y'all know how I feel about the Ilia mascara. I mean, girl, she's dirty. Like, I take her everywhere with me. I don't leave home without her. But I haven't tried the new Merit mascara. Ooh. Okay. I like that. This is from Merit. Can you see? Will you focus for me? This is from Merit. And then here's the spoolie. That's how the spoolie looks. Okay. Oh no. That just scared the entire fuck out of me. First of all, my phone is never on loud. Like, I never have my phone on loud. That's just scared the entire shit out of me. Okay, I like this mascara. I will say though, she is definitely not shitting on my Ilia. Like, Ilia stretches the, like, well, that's the filler words. Ilia stretches the lashes to the max. This is good though. This is good. You just have to like, the filler words. Oh my God. You have to coat it a little bit more. The Ilia, one pass goes a long way. This is nice. Don't get me wrong. Like there's a crystal clear, no mascara, right? There's a crystal clear difference. However, with Ilia, one pass goes a long way. With this, you do have to do a couple passes. It gets the job done. By all means, it gets the job done. But, sorry, let me just see. I'll call her back. It gets the job done for certain. I just know that when I take this off, it's going to be a lot of it's going to be a lot of product. It's going to be a lot to get it off. But it definitely gets the job done. I will say that. Shit got my lashes looking like they fake. Look at that. Can you see that? Look at these lashes. This looks like it looks like I have lash extensions. Wow. Especially on this side. Look at that flutter. Wow. Okay, Merritt. She's solid. I'm a bit of a complicated person, so even when I put mascara on, I do like to use a clean spoolie and just separate it a little bit. I don't like when it's too clumpy. I hate when the lashes look too clumpy because then they just look fake. Okay, Merritt. I'm kind of gagged. I'm so happy about our first Glam and Chit Chat. If you've made it this far, the next one will be more structured. We'll have more talking points. Like I said, welcome to the world of Scott Louis. This is Scott Louis IRL. This is how I live my life. It's very rustic. It's very off the cuff. It's very, I want to do it, let's do it. So we did it. Our first Glam and Chit Chat on YouTube. And I think we did good. A little glowy glam. This will be cute. Let's see what the rest of the day has for the queen.